And our presence is empowering that. A few days ago, Mr. President, in this Senate, we set a new strategy, forcing Iraqis to do what only Iraqis can do. And we gave the President the full discretion to leave the troops necessary to complete the training of Iraqi security forces, to chase al-Qaeda, and protect U.S. forces and facilities. In the 6th year of this war, which we will reach by next year, it seems to me fair that we should expect that Iraqis can assume that responsibility. The Iraqi government has said they can. The Iraqi parliament has said they don't want us there. Our own CIA tells us that our presence is creating more terrorists, that we're creating a bigger target. We've become a recruitment tool for fundraising for al-Qaeda out of where? Out of Pakistan and Afghanistan. We now know that al-Qaeda is using our presence in Iraq to raise money and recruit jihadists around the world. This policy is counter to the best security interests of our nation. And this vote is a vote about those best security interests of our nation. Mr. President, we demanded just a little while ago a strategy of real benchmarks. There is not in this supplemental one benchmark that can be enforced. Not one. I don't disagree with the benchmarks themselves. Yes, we want an oil deal. But I listened to Secretary of State Rice in front of our committee months ago say the oil deal is just about to be approved, right around the corner. Mr. President, it hasn't even been put to the Parliament. It is not approved. Months later, and too many lives lost later because of the procrastination of Iraqi politicians. How do you say to an American family that their son or daughter ought to give up their life so Iraqi politicians can spin around and play a game between each other at our expense? It's unconscionable. It's bad strategy. It's bad policy. It defies common sense. That's what this vote is about. Why and when we as a Congress are going to insist. Now, I understand they don't want the deadline. And the President insists he's not going to have the deadline. Notwithstanding that we gave the President full discretion to leave troops there to complete the training, to leave troops there to chase al-Qaeda, to leave troops there to protect American facilities and forces. I'm tired. You know, those kids that we're burying deserve an honest debate, not a debate where people come to the floor and say, oh, these are the cut-and-run folks. These are the folks who are looking for defeat. It's an insult to any member of the United States Senate to suggest somebody is actively looking for defeat. We have a different way of finding success. And as Thomas Jefferson said, dissent is the highest form of patriotism. Even the patriotism of people who offer a different road has been questioned. Well, not any longer. And I have no fear about casting this vote against this, Mr. President, because this is the wrong policy for Iraq. This continues the open-ended lack of accountability. This allows the President to certify whatever the President wants, to waive whatever the President wants. And I promise my colleagues, we will be back here in September having the same debate with the same benchmark questions, and they will not have moved in their accountability. Even the strategy is still changing. Let me ask my colleagues something. When can you remember in American history, did you hear about a president of the United States casting about to find a general to act as the czar for a war, where four-star generals said no to the president? If that doesn't tell you something, I ask for one additional minute or 2 additional minutes. Do we have that? Or, sure. Mr. President, I don't want to abuse it. Yeah. Mr. President, one additional minute.
Without objection.
General Sheehan, career military man. These are people whose lives are committed to defending our nation, whose lives are committed to the troops, who when a president would call them, you would think would be so honored and so unbelievably challenged by the moment they'd say, of course, Mr. President, I'll do what I need to do for my country. But 4 of them said no. And one of them was quoted in saying no. Why would I do that? Because they don't know where the hell they're going. And as he said it, he said, you know, I'd go over there for a year, I'd get an ulcer, I'd come back, and it would be the same thing. Mr. President, we have an obligation to vote for a change. And that's why I will cast my vote no on this supplemental. Yes for the money, for troops, yes for care, yes for readiness, yes for all the things we need to do, but most importantly, a yes that we're not able to cast for a change in the entire dynamic with the Iraqis themselves, in the accountability we will hold this administration to, the accountability we hold the Iraqis to, and ultimately a strategy for real success, not just in Iraq, but in the Middle East, where we've made Hamas more powerful, Iran more powerful, Nasrallah and Hezbollah more powerful, and our interests are being set back. It's time for us to get the policy right. That's how you support the troops.